Hello, my name is Alexis and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite shows, Stranger Things. Now, one of the main things about Stranger Things is everyone's always shipping couples together and that. And everyone's always fighting like who Nancy should be with, Jonathan or Steve. And there's a lot of people who ship um, Nancy and Steve. But why everyone is deciding who Nancy should be with, Steve or Jonathan, um, what people should really be considering is if she gets with Steve, does Nancy actually deserve Steve? Because she doesn't. I will admit, in season 1, Steve was, kind of awful, let's be honest. He was. But after that, he did get better. Steve found out there was actual monsters and that, and he actually ran back into a house because he loved Nancy. He went into a house that he knew had a monster in it because he didn't want Nancy to get hurt. So he did that. He basically risked his life for her. And then in season 2, they seem to be doing, good. Until there's this party, and Nancy is obviously drinking way too much, and Steve's like, maybe you should slow down. He basically tells her that she should stop drinking because she was really drunk at this point. And how does Nancy repay Steve for for looking out for her? She basically tells him that she never loved him and their relationship was a lie and all this crap. And then after that, he actually goes to her house the next day to apologize for what? I have no idea. What does he have to apologize for? He did nothing wrong. But he showed up at her house with flowers, wanting to apologize. Although he didn't actually get the chance to apologize because, before he could get the chance, Dustin came up with all the, upside down drama and needing his help, which he went along with. And when Steve was dealing with the upside down with the kids, what was Nancy doing exactly? Oh, right. She was doing Jonathan. Because she cheated on Steve with Jonathan. So while Steve was risking his life to save the kids and protecting everyone from the upside down, she was doing Jonathan. And then after that, Steve, I love Steve. He is so sweet and considerate. He actually realizes what's going on between Nancy and Jonathan, and he actually lets her go and basically tells her to be with Jonathan. Which, that must have been so hard for him to do because he actually did love Nancy a lot. He did. And then, in season 3, we didn't really see that much of them together. Because basically Nancy was with Jonathan at that point and everything. But in season 4, we see them together again. Obviously not together, but it's obvious that in that season, Nancy started to feel stuff for Steve again. You can just tell. And obviously, I don't think Steve ever really got over Nancy. Why? I don't know, considering Nancy is so freaking selfish. But then, basically, by the kind of end of season 4, Steve basically gives Nancy this monologue about how he cares about her and basically how she's kind of the one for him and that. And obviously Nancy couldn't say anything because Robin kind of interrupted at the end. But what does Nancy do to repay it? Instead of telling Steve that she feels the same about him or even letting him down easy, what does she do? When she sees Jonathan again, she kisses Jonathan in front of Steve. Seriously, that was messed up. Have some compassion, for God's sakes. It's messed up. I know that everyone in the Stranger Things fandom ships, Steve and Nancy, or Jonathan and Nancy. I don't ship Nancy with Steve at all. Not because I prefer Jonathan over Steve, but just because I don't think Nancy deserves Steve. Because Steve is so sweet and kind, and he deserves so much better than a girl who cheated on him and made Steve feel like he did something wrong. Like, as I said, Steve was not good in season 1, but he got better and became kind and considerate and sweet. Like, he is the perfect boyfriend, and Nancy could not appreciate that. So personally, I think Steve deserves a lot better than Nancy. Anyways, please comment what you guys think on this topic. Like, do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Thank you all for watching my video. Bye.